They said it was an experiment to push the mind to its limits. They didn't warn anyone about the subject, or what happens when the human mind breaks completely. This is Condition Zero. Dr. Adrian Cole had been working on behavioral isolation studies for over a decade. The goal was simple: understand how extreme sensory deprivation affects the human mind. But this iteration, Condition Zero, was different. It wasn't about understanding the mind. It was about breaking it. Lena Farrow, a sharp and skeptical journalist, received an anonymous tip about a secret underground lab experimenting on human subjects. Determined to uncover the truth, she disguised herself as a researcher and slipped inside the facility. At the same time, Simon Reyes, an ex-military operative, had been hired under the pretense of security. He thought he was just guarding a building. He quickly realized he was guarding something far, far worse. The lab was a tomb of cold concrete and flickering fluorescent lights. The air was thick with the smell of antiseptic and metal. A faint, irregular hum of machinery echoed through the silent corridors, creating a constant, unsettling rhythm. Every shadow seemed to stretch unnaturally, and cameras watched from every corner. The temperature was unnaturally low. Each breath formed a thin mist. Lena found the first warning sign. The subject cages were all empty, but one heavy door was left slightly ajar. A deep, low hiss echoed from the shadows within, and then it appeared. It moved from one shadow to the next, slowly, deliberately. Its name was Condition Zero. Its skin was so pale it seemed almost translucent under the dim, flickering light. Its sunken black eyes tracked Lena and Simon without blinking, a predator sizing up its prey. And Heat's grin. And Heat's grin. An unnaturally wide grin that stretched impossibly across its face, revealing teeth that seemed too sharp, too numerous. Simon reached for his weapon, but his hand shook uncontrollably. Every instinct, every fiber of his being, screamed at him to run. But the figure didn't move fast. It didn't need to. Its presence alone was a suffocating force, a palpable wave of dread that paralyzed the mind. Just then, Dr. Cole appeared from a side corridor, holding a clipboard, his expression calm, almost detached. "Do not engage," he said quietly, his voice a chilling monotone. "This is the baseline phase. Condition Zero learns through observation." Lena's recorder captured every horrifying detail: the clicks of the machines, the hum of the lights, the soft, dry scraping of Condition Zero's long fingers along the concrete walls. The figure began to circle them, its head tilting at an unnatural angle. Its grin widened. Hours bled into one another. Sleep was impossible. Every time they tried to find an exit, the lights would flicker violently. Doors would lock automatically, and the figure would reappear, always closer than before. Dr. Cole explained the experiment in a monotone, almost proud voice. "The subject thrives on fear. The more you panic, the faster it adapts. By the end of this phase, it will be able to predict your every reaction, your every thought." Lena's camera caught a detail she couldn't unsee. Condition Zero's eyes weren't just black pits of nothingness. They were mirrors, reflecting the deepest, most primal fears of anyone who dared to look into them. When Simon glanced, he saw his worst nightmares played out in those dark orbs. Shadows of death, the screaming faces of his fallen comrades, the complete collapse of his own mind. He stumbled back, gasping. The subject's approach was silent, deliberate, and methodical. One moment, it was across the room. The next, its shadows stretched across the walls, appearing to be in multiple places at once, almost behind them. Dr. Cole ignored their mounting terror. "This is why it's called Condition Zero," he explained. "It strips away everything. Your hope, your sanity, your will until your mind is empty." By the 7th hour, Simon's grip on reality had completely shattered. He began repeating phrases, his eyes wide with a terror that no longer saw the room, but the hellscape in his own head. He couldn't tell if the figure was actually moving, or if it was just a hallucination, a phantom born of his breaking mind. Lena noticed her own hands trembling so violently she could barely hold the camera. Every breath became a struggle, a desperate gasp for air in a room that felt like it was closing in. The lights flickered violently, The machines buzzed to a high-pitched scream, and Condition Zero stepped forward. Slow, deliberate, predatory. Its grin was now a permanent, monstrous shadow carved across its face. It stopped just inches from Lena. There was no sound, no movement, only its stare, a void that threatened to swallow her whole. Then, it leaned slightly closer, just enough for her to feel its presence, not just in the room, but inside her mind. The true horror wasn't in what it did, but in what it made her feel. An absolute, inevitable, and all-consuming fear. Dr. Cole's voice cut through the silence, as cold and sharp as a scalpel. Phase complete. Observe. Record. Survive. Hours later, when the cameras finally shut down, the lab was empty. There was no sign of Condition Zero. There was no trace of Lena or Simon. Dr. Cole left the facility quietly, alone, humming softly to himself as he walked out into the night. But a single camera, left on, its battery dying, captured one last image. In the background, a faint shape of a tall figure. Its hollow black eyes glowed faintly in the dark, and its grin. The experiment was over. But Condition Zero never left. Some say the figure now roams abandoned labs, waiting for the next subjects. Others claim that anyone who witnesses it finds their own mind unraveling, piece by piece, before their eyes. One thing is certain: fear isn't just experienced. It's learned, and Condition Zero knows exactly how to teach it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more horror stories from Horror Signal TV.